Hey, Read Through the Word. Today is March 4th, and today's lesson is called God Equips the Called. I've tossed around a few different names for this lesson, and that's where I ended up. Before I get started teaching today, I will probably, my plan is, y'all know, like the magic of us recording. March 4th, I'm recording this actually on March the 2nd. And so by the time, I will probably try to go live on Facebook on March 3rd. So by this point, you've probably seen that. Just to thank everyone. And so here I am right now, March 4th. So today I am, by the time you're watching this, unless you're really, really early, so 6:30 a.m. Eastern in the United States is what time I have to be at the hospital. My surgery is at 10 a.m. So by the time you're doing this, I'm probably in surgery, in recovery, or at the hospital by the time you're watching this. So I just want to thank you for all of the prayers and all the comments, and for loving me and for praying. And we will keep you updated. And let's get on with our lesson. So we're in Numbers chapter 16. And the verses I've picked are 31 through 35 that says this. He had hardly finished speaking the words when the ground suddenly split open beneath them. The earth opened its mouth and swallowed the men, along with their households and all their followers who were standing with them and everything they owned. So they went down alive into the grave, along with all their belongings. The earth closed over them, and they all vanished from among the people of Israel. All the people around them fled when they heard their screams. The earth will swallow us too, they cried. Then fire blazed forth from the Lord and burned up the 250 men who were offering incense. And then it continues. Okay. There's a few different ways to go with this lesson. And I'm going to get really real and really honest about some stuff. And so let's take a look. So here we are. We're right here with Korah. Was the grandson of Kohath, which is one of the, they had an assignment out of the tribe of Levi. So the tribe of Levi, which is also Moses and Aaron, were also of the tribe of Levi. So here we have that Korah is like, he had gathered with him 250 other men from the tribe of Levi as well to say, what's so good about you? Basically, we're from the tribe of Levi too. What makes you so think you are, you can be over all of us? And to Moses and Aaron. And so he had gathered, he's like, I'm also the tribe of Levi. Why can't I be in charge? And here's the thing. He has a large following. He had 250 men who also challenged Aaron and Moses. And then you'll see, well, we'll talk about it in a second. Hold on, let me show you this. So, Korah thought he should be in charge. But here's the thing. God had already called and appointed leaders. Their names were Moses and Aaron. And so, Moses said, so if you back up a little bit from our verses, it said, this is how you'll know that the Lord has sent me to do these things, for I've not done them on my own. If all of these men who are talking to me right now die a natural death, or nothing unusual happens, then the Lord's not sent me. But if the Lord does something entirely new, and the ground opens up and swallows them and all their belongings, and they go down alive into the grave, you'll know that these men have shown contempt for the Lord. And it says, as he was speaking, the ground opened up, swallowed them up, and boom. And then God sent down fire, so took out Korah and belongings and families and everything, and then set down fire and then burned up the other 250 people. You're like, wow, they learned their lesson. No, they've not. Let's keep going. So, Moses had proposed the test to prove his authority was from God. Korah did not pass. Opened up, gone, ground closed over. So, God had opened the earth and swallowed the rebels and their family. The very next day, the congregation, so the people there, they complained. They said, where is it? The next morning, the whole community, this is verse 41. The next morning, the whole community of Israel began muttering against Moses and Aaron, saying, "You've killed the Lord's people." What part of that did they misunderstand? You killed the Lord's people. As the community gathered to protest against Moses and Aaron, they're like, God said, I'm going to take care of him. And Moses and Aaron actually intercede on their behalf. And God tells them what to do so he won't destroy them as well. But, and then Moses and Aaron ran around the people, and the plague had already began to strike down the people, because a plague had already started. You'll do your reading. And it said he stood between the dead and the living. But 14,700 people died in their plague. In addition to those who had died, the 250 plus Korah and his family, all of those had died. And then they returned to so then your reading continues. So we have all of this, actually, Jude 1:11, which is, there's only one chapter in the book of Jude. Jude references this as well, but with the idea of false teachers. I want to talk about a few things with this. As we look at this, God didn't call Korah. God called Moses to this job. And God equips the called for service. And that can be hard, to be called to service and then God equipping. I have a unique calling, I think. And I have a hard time with it sometimes. I want callings like other people have. So I'm just being honest with you, that what I'm seeing here hits me. It's like, Lord, why am I called to be the nerdy deep teacher? Why didn't you call me to, as much as I want it, it's like the one who has lots of people to teach. I love y'all. This is my place. This is where I'm supposed to be. But I teach other places. And I've told y'all before, I'm not the light and fluffy teacher. And light and fluffy nowadays fills rooms. Deep teaching and what I do doesn't. It's a very unique type of teaching that we do here at Read Through the Word. And in person, I'm like this, but extra. I want to go deep. I want to discuss. I want to talk. I want to see. And I believe God. And so I struggle. Just what you see with Korah. Korah is very popular. Look at that. He took himself 250 plus 14,700 other people down. So he had plenty of people following him. Plenty of people following. Plenty of people going. But it wasn't, they were following after something that wasn't theirs. I've told y'all stories before of how I want to teach like other people. And I try it and I fall flat, or the Lord convicts me and says, that's not you. So this whole idea of God calls people and equips, and we're called for our specific calling. to not want what someone else is called to, it hits me too. So I'm not like pointing fingers here and pointing fingers at myself, that I struggle deeply, that I'm a nerd, and I want people to go deep. Y'all do with me. There's not a lot that do. And I wonder why I can't be different. That the thing that people in the church seem to want now. And it's a struggle for me. And but then I remember that God's called me for a purpose. He's called me to be different. He's called me because this is what this community needs, to equip us all for what He's called us to do. Because and this is what always gets me, is that God equips the called. He calls whom He chooses. He equips those that He's called for service. And the service is to the glory of God, not for our own sake. So I'm here getting real vulnerable with y'all and telling you the struggles that I have. But it's a big reminder that I don't do this for Lisa. I do this because God's told me to do it. And so I do. No matter where He puts me. And today, we shall see who He has me talk to. My students at school not make fun of me. They're like, because I talk about, oh, well, this person came to my house and I talked about theology with them. And this repairman came and I talked, and they're like, Miss Nance. And my surgeon that is operating on me right now as you watch this, I talked to him about the book of Romans. And I said, when would I not talk about Jesus? That's what I'm called to do. And so today, as you watch this, I pray for who God's called me to talk to there. And that I won't shrink away from it. And that I'll remember that God calls me for His glory and not my own. So, we'll see you next time on Read Through the Word.